In today's video we will discuss the top 10 greatest Marvel comics of all time. I am your host Eric. Please make sure you subscribe to the Top 10 Jaw-Dropping Facts channel to stay updated with new videos, releasing Monday through Friday each week. When it comes to picking a company that will make a big splash in the metaverse, we have you covered with our list. Number 10. The X-Men explored a dark reality during the Age of Apocalypse event. While X-Men storylines like Days of Future Past have become iconic due to their exploration of a dark future timeline, the 90s saw an even darker world develop after a time-traveling mutant named Legion accidentally killed his father, Professor X. This resulted in the Age of Apocalypse timeline, a world without Xavier where Apocalypse rose to take over the world. The hellish alternate reality still stands as one of Marvel's best and darkest storylines that introduced a few exciting new takes on established characters as they fought to restore the timeline before the end of their world. Number 9. The Kree-Skrull War brought the Avengers to the next level. The Kree-Skrull War, by writer Roy Thomas and artists Neil Adams, Sal Buscema, and John Buscema, took place in Avengers #89-97 and saw the Avengers get embroiled in the war between the Kree and Skrull races. It was one of the first times the Avengers went to space and showed just what the team could do. One of the team's must-read stories, The Kree-Skrull War, is a monumental moment in Avengers history. It was the first time that the Avengers really cemented their place as the most important team in the Marvel Universe and is a bona fide classic. Number 8. Daredevil, Born Again brought the man without fear to his lowest point. Frank Miller returned to the title he'd made a hit alongside artist David Mazzucchelli for Daredevil's Born Again storyline, which brought the character to a new all-time low. After the Kingpin learned Daredevil's secret identity, he set about tearing his enemy down by attacking his personal life, ruining his career, and destroying his home. The storyline explored Matt Murdock's faith and revealed long-hidden truths about his family before putting Daredevil in the fight of his life against powerful enemies. The art and storytelling of Born Again made this one of the best Daredevil storylines as well as one of the best Marvel comics ever. Number 7. Ultron Unlimited is the greatest Ultron story of them all. The Avengers is Marvel's biggest team and one of their greatest villains is Ultron. Created by Avenger Hank Pym, the genocidal android has clashed with the team numerous times. The best story starring the villain is writer Kurt Busiek and artist George Perez's Ultron Unlimited. Featuring Ultron committing his most heinous act, destroying the country of Slovenia in minutes. Ultron Unlimited was one of the Avengers' most desperate hours and was full of amazing art and characterization. While it's unfortunately out of print, it's worth hunting down and is one of the quintessential Avengers stories. Number 6. Wolverine #1-4 was the mutant's first solo-starring book and one of his best stories. Wolverine was the breakout star of Uncanny X-Men and would go on to become one of the most popular Marvel heroes of all time. Eventually, Wolverine was given a chance to star in his own titular miniseries by writer Chris Claremont and artist Frank Miller. Taking Wolverine to Japan, it featured him battling the Yakuza for the hand of his beloved, Mariko Yashida. This issue cemented Wolverine's place in the Marvel Universe as a solo star, depicting him battle against all the odds to seize the win. Wolverine #1-4 would be a herald of great things to come and one of Wolverine's best stories. Number 5. Civil War expertly subverted expectations. Civil War, by writer Mark Miller and artist Steve McNiven, is one of the best Marvel stories of the last 20 years. After a disaster caused by a battle between the New Warriors and a group of villains, the government cracks down on superheroes, leading the heroes to take sides for and against the government's regulations. Pitting Captain America against Iron Man in a battle of ideologies, Civil War used superheroes to talk about Bush-era topics, like freedom versus security, and was a different kind of Marvel event book. Despite being adapted into an inferior movie that completely missed the point of the story, it doesn't take away from how great the comic is. Number 4. The Dark Phoenix Saga was one of the X-Men's most desperate hours. The Dark Phoenix Saga, by writer Chris Claremont and artist John Byrne, took place in Uncanny X-Men 129-138 and is still considered one of the greatest X-Men stories of all time. By now everyone knows the story of Jean Grey, possessing the power of the Phoenix Force, goes crazy and becomes a danger to the entire universe, and it's up to the X-Men to stop their beloved friend before it's too late. Claremont and Byrne's run on Uncanny X-Men is the one that put the team on the map, and the Dark Phoenix saga is considered its pinnacle. Claremont's poetic style, expertly combining drama, sci-fi, and superhero action, combined with Byrne's detailed and kinetic pencils, make this one a story for the ages, one that every Marvel fan should read. Number 3. The Night Gwen Stacy Died is one of the most heartbreaking Spider-Man tales of them all. Amazing Spider-Man 121-122, by writer Stan Lee and artist John Romita, is one of the most important Spider-Man stories. Featuring the deaths of both Gwen Stacy and Green Goblin, it was one of the most impactful Spider-Man stories of all time, and beyond that, just a big deal in general. At the time, it was rare for a character's love interest and greatest villain to die, and these two issues delivered that. Full of action and pathos, this story marked a turning point in Spider-Man's life. It's one of the highlights of Lee and Romita's time on Spider-Man and would have repercussions that echoed through the years. Number 2. Secret Wars was Marvel's second event book and where they perfected the formula. Marvel was the first of the big two to publish an event book, the 3-issue Contest of Champions. Their next foray into the event arena would be Secret Wars, a groundbreaking 12-issue miniseries by writer Jim Shooter and artist Mike Zeck. The heroes and villains of the Marvel Universe were pitted against each other by the mysterious one from beyond. While the winning side was promised the ultimate prize, the real winner was the readers. This book would set the formula for every event book published after it, featuring the biggest heroes and villains and crossing into books throughout Marvel's line. Without its example, the modern comic industry would be very different. Number 1. The Infinity Gauntlet is the pinnacle of Marvel event books. Most fans know of the Infinity Gauntlet, by writer Jim Starlin and artists George Perez and Ron Lim, because of its place as the inspiration for the first 3 phases of the MCU. However, it's also the best event book Marvel ever put out, pitting the heroes and villains of the Marvel Universe against Thanos, armed with the godlike power of the Infinity Gauntlet. It has just about everything a comic reader could want: great action, wonderful characterization, and one of the Marvel Universe's all-time greatest villains. As each issue raises the stakes from the one before it, the greatest heroes face down the most dangerous threat ever. I hope you enjoyed our top 10 greatest Marvel comics of all time. With our list, you will be able to find the best Marvel comics to read and buy. Please leave a comment below for any comics you think we missed. Do not forget to subscribe to the Top 10 Jaw-Dropping Facts channel. And new episodes release every Monday through Friday.